It seems as though the past 2 years since the midterms in 2018 that people have been poking around looking for things regarding voter fraud right here in Dallas, Texas. Now, if you go and do a search in Google, you can find a ton of different allegations, Democrats, Republicans, voting machines, mail-in ballots. But the point I'm trying to make is that voter fraud does exist. It is a problem in federal and state elections. And as I will explain in one example from 2018, midterms where both Democrats and Republicans experienced a glitch in the system that they were using, there is an issue and a challenge with voting machines. Now, this is not meant to point fingers, but to say that you are being lied to daily when you have Snopes and you have CNN saying that the claims of voter fraud are completely erroneous. There's no proof to back up those allegations, and voter fraud does not exist. It is not a widespread problem. Blah, blah, blah. It is almost to the point of them saying it like it doesn't exist at all. It never has. And whatever you think it might be is completely wrong, because there is no fraud. There is nothing. Our voting, our elections, our voting equipment, our mail-in ballots, all of it is 100% accurate and safe. Well, obviously, we know that is incorrect. But again, the point being is that news outlets, the mainstream media, is exactly as President Trump has been saying for the last 4 years, fake news. So in this video, I'm going to show you where CNN fact checks the Attorney General and utilizes excuses like CNN could not find an example that fits the specifics of the scenario that AG Barr referenced, that logic did not apply to the scenario that Bill Barr was explaining. Experts agreed that the logic did not fit, and that is a way to fact check. I've never ever seen fact checks based on somebody else's opinion of a logical scenario. That does not even equate. How can you fact check and say that the fact that you're checking is wrong because of that? Because of logic. Their facts are facts. We do not choose truth over facts. We choose facts over falsehoods. We choose facts over falsehoods. This is why the media is complicit in not only interfering with the 2020 election by suppressing information that could go to Americans that were making their decision between Biden and Trump. As a matter of fact, there were 1,750 people that were polled in 5 of the states that have the issues that they're having. And there are, I believe, a third of them, so roughly 38% of the 1,750 people said that had they known about Biden's scandal or the Hunter Biden laptop information, all that Ukraine scandal with Hunter Biden, that they would have changed their vote from Biden to Trump. That is huge. Now, granted, we're talking, they polled 1,750 people, but if you apply the statistical magic to that and spread that out over the 5 states, that would have changed the outcome of the election. And that's simply because the media did not report it. Twitter was blocking tweets about Hunter Biden's laptop. They would not allow people to say that Joe Biden participated in a pay-to-play with Ukraine by firing their investigator that was investigating the company that Hunter Biden just happened to sit on the board of, which was named Burisma. So why don't Americans know about the Hunter Biden laptop or the scandal involving Joe Biden in Ukraine? Why don't more Americans know that there is rampant voter fraud in regards to mail-in ballots or voting machines? So why aren't Americans getting unbiased news so they can make an informed decision? I'm not only going to tell you, I'm going to show you. Watch this.
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about troubling and irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these stories simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this
The way info comes to us is important, and it does matter. Because the media told you a majority of the protests were peaceful and then this happened, they want you to believe this protest is safe, but then they tell you Thanksgiving dinner will cause a super spread. And in New York City, you're locked in your home, can't see family, and have to go through checkpoints in certain parts of the city. Then they tell you how much Trump is despised by world leaders, and yet don't show you pictures of the reception he received in India in 2019. This is the same media that expects you to believe that Joe Biden won more votes than any other presidential election in history, including the election of the first black president of the United States, Barack Obama. How could a man that campaigned like this versus the amount of enthusiasm that came from a Trump rally become our president with the most votes ever in history of the presidential election? And probably one of the most disgusting exhibits of the media and their lies to the American public is that President Trump is a racist and a white supremacist. If Donald Trump is such a racist, then why has he been celebrated in the black community over the past few decades with awards in New York City? Why did he date a black woman? Why did he marry an immigrant from another country if he is racist? Clearly, Donald Trump is not a racist, but this is the narrative and this is the storyline that the media wants you to believe. Can you see the red pill dangling in front of you? Can you see that the media has been lying to the American public in ways that are almost criminal? They've affected our personal relationships, they've affected work relationships, they've affected the way that we vote in manners that are completely inappropriate. I just ask you to look at these things from a logical point of view and not from an emotional one. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you can see a little bit more about how the media has been an integral part of not only this last 4 years with Donald Trump as our president, not only this last 4 years, but in the past too. It seems that the media has always been pushing us towards one direction of globalization, progressivism, or any kind of socialist democratic position. We are Americans. We are free. Most of the entire world wants to be where we are. So why are we going to let them ruin it by listening to these people that have no desire to tell us the truth or to even inform us so that we can make an educated and informed decision? Now, before you go, don't forget to do what we do on the YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you wish, and I look forward to making the next video for y'all. Until then, this is Sherry.